What's up, guys? My name is Eric.
I'm Jesse.
And today, we'll be reviewing Avengers Infinity War.
Yeah, man. Freaking insane, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, there are a couple of reasons why we're reviewing this now instead of way back when. And honestly, it has things to do like about filming schedules, all that.
Work schedules, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I cut my finger open too, so that didn't help.
Yeah, and life happens.
Yeah.
But we're here now. We're gonna review Avengers Infinity War, whether you like it or not. So, let's go.
And that includes spoilers, so I mean.
Yeah, so we're gonna put up a.
You're out of luck.
Yeah,
so you're out of luck.
So if you haven't seen it, why?
Yeah.
I mean, it's been out for like what, 2 months or so?
2 months, and well, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay, man. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
it's huge.
well, I mean, the DVD's coming out, so like if for some reason you haven't seen it yet, you can just wait until then. For now.
Even with the DVD coming out, I still think they're gonna show it in theaters, man. I mean, it was insane. It made a lot of money, man.
I mean, like, there's no way they're gonna. Yeah, I mean, there's no way they're gonna let that go. I mean, like, I heard like now they made like they crossed the 2 billion mark.
Yeah, man, it's
damn
insane,
successful, man.
Yeah. And you still don't think it's the perfect film, man? That's insane.
Well, look. We'll go
get it. Yeah, we'll get it.
Look, there are reasons why I say that. All right. I mean, look, let's just go over why this might be like this is the perfect film for you, and why this isn't exactly the most perfect film. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just
just nitpicking at that point, man. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So from what I'm getting at, this film is pretty much a culmination of 10 years of Marvel films, and honestly, it shows.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I remember watching Iron Man like 10 years ago, and I was like very impressed by what I saw by then.
Did you ever think that like a whole universe would like come from that one movie? Because that kind of like ignited it. You know what I mean?
On the one hand, I had hopes, but at the same time, I had doubts as well because. Especially in the ending of Iron Man, where there's like a hint of the Avengers coming in. Mm-hmm. I didn't exactly believe it as much, only because there has been stuff like that before, and it never came through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know if you ever heard that people have been wanting Hugh Jackman when SpiderMan came out, Tobey Maguire one, which is like 2001. 2002.
Yeah.
People wanted Wolverine to make an appearance.
Oh yeah, there has been a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, supposedly Hugh Jackman was on the set. They were ready to film and shit and everything. He talked about it a lot. Mm-hmm. They just didn't have the suit.
So imagine that.
So what I got from that, maybe I'm wrong, is that a lot of the fans wanted it, the actors wanted it.
I'm pretty sure
producers didn't want to give, or the directors didn't want to give their part, and maybe that's why it never worked out.
I would imagine that it's a business decision, quite honestly, especially with licensing and all that, because the X-Men property is like a 20th century, and the
back then Spider-Man was Columbia, right, or whatever.
I think it still is. I mean, it's still Sony proper.
Oh, Sony, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd imagine that it's still a part of that. It's still that Columbia still holds that holds that thing. Liberty. So at the time, I did have doubts. You can forgive us that if we had doubts of the whole Avengers thing ever happening, because this has happened before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when other films such as Iron Man, the Iron Man sequel, Thor, and Captain America happened, they've been hinting at it more and more, pretty much hoping that one day, just one day, that we might actually see that happen. Mm-hmm. Lo and behold, in 2012 we've had the first Avengers. Yeah, and honestly, it was at the time I thought it was the best film ever. It was and I think that's due to what happened at the time, because it was something that we never thought would ever happen.
Yeah, I thought it was okay, man. I mean, I did think it was cool, like you said, where it's a group thing. Finally, we see them together. But
well, I mean, to be fair, I was a teen back then, so. Yeah, so it was it was very exciting just to see your favorite superheroes on screen together.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was exciting too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And ever since then, there's been various Marvel films. There's been other Avengers films, what was it? like a continuation for whether it's like a continuations of like was it of Thor, Iron Man, and Captain America to introducing like new heroes like Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, some of which I didn't even think they were going to be like that popular to begin with, but they are.
Yeah. Well, I thought that's a good point because I thought Ant-Man's a popular character, but him. When I heard it was Scott Lang, I'm like, who the fuck's Scott Lang? But no, he did good.
Then you find out that it's played by Paul Rudd. Now I had my doubts, like, okay, how's it? Look, he's known for dirty jokes. I don't know, like that's gonna get. But he managed to do it like pretty well, and it's one of my favorite Marvel films actually. Only because of the fight scenes that were taking place.
They did pretty good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was a good movie,
Doctor Strange the top. That's definitely the top for me. Yeah. Though that's probably only because it's been a while since I've seen I've seen a Marvel film between between Age of Ultron and between Age of Ultron and Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not exactly that well versed because the only films I've seen were just Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Civil War and Doctor Strange. Two of those I've actually just seen recently in order to prepare myself for Infinity War because I know that that both Civil War and Doctor Strange, those two leads up to it. Mm-hmm. And I've never seen a Black Panther, so I can't comment on that.
This is good too. Yeah.
Yes, from what I've heard, yeah. So going into Infinity War, what I've noticed right off the bat, from the intro, that it's a very, very dark film compared to the other previous films.
Yeah, and they pull it off, don't they? Because we've seen it before. I can't think of any examples right now where they try to be dark.
Oh yeah,
but they mess. Not Marvel, but other movies where they fuck it up.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I'm not saying anything. Sorry. I'm just saying some films. Not trying to, offend anyone, but
so going into Infinity War, yeah, it's very dark, especially with them killing with Thanos, effing up Thor and pretty much just outright killing off Loki.
He's not dead though, man. He's not dead.
I don't know, man. Thor did say Thor did state that he's been dead before, yes. But he did come back from that. Though at the same time the film did emphasize that perhaps he is dead for good. So for the most part, that scene just to set a tone for what the film for what the rest of the film would become. Mm-hmm. Pretty much one dramatic event after another. Mm-hmm. Starting with I'd probably say we should talk about the scene at New York.
Oh, New York.
Yeah. The setting pretty much once again starts at New York,
which bothers the hell out of me. Man.
Well, look, I get you, man, but look,
not that I have anything against New York. It's a wonderful city. I've been there a lot of times. Mm-hmm. I love it, but I just don't get why
out of it too.
So many movies take place in New York. I don't get it, man. But
look,
I don't want to get no.
Well, look. Oh my god, this is beginning to be the whole night thing again.
It bugs me, man.
Look,
I don't get it.
Well, look. To be fair,
it's not easy because there's a shit ton of traffic, and I sure as hell don't think it's cheap for the same reason. It must cost the studios billions of dollars just to film one scene.
Well, I mean, look. To be fair, when you think of a city where you should be set, there are several cities that come to mind: New York, Los Angeles, Detroit,
Chicago,
Miami, and it's not just it's not just within the U.S. Also from all over the world: Moscow, Japan, all that, even London.
I guess.
I mean, it's pretty much a stylistic choice, really.
Yeah. But I'll let it slide for Marvel because most other heroes are based out of New York.
Exactly.
But other movies, though, it's come on, man.
Look. When's the last time you ever seen a superhero film set in the Midwest? When's the last time you ever I would say although at the same time I would say I would say that when's the last time you ever seen like a film set in Africa? But then there's yeah, but then there's like a Wakanda. Yeah, thanks to Black Panther.
Yeah. Well, I can't think of any right now, man. But it would be interesting. It'd be different. You know what I mean?
Well, and they delivered that. I mean, the film itself isn't just set in New York. It's also like set in various celestial bodies, Wakanda, all that. So there's your diversity right there.
Yeah, okay. I'll let it slide.
So you can't exactly give shit about it.
That's just one of the reasons why I love Avengers Infinity War, man.
Yeah, it's diverse. It's diverse. Not just in its setting, but its characters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, given the runtime of the film, I'm surprised that it's given just enough time for all the characters to get the spotlight. Even Falcon gets his moment too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that usually never happens.
Yeah. Poor guy, man. You finally cut him some slack, man.
Right, I know. And it's not just the introduction of of old characters, also new characters such as the surprise of Peter Dinklage's character.
Oh yeah.
I mean that really caught me off guard, man.
Oh man. I thought it was kind of messed up that they had him play a dwarf, but I don't know. I mean, I guess
it all comes full circle, man. But if I have to say, the best addition out of all of them is Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
That Thanos definitely sells the movie for me.
He was okay for me.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like we didn't get the same Thanos we saw in Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
No, he's not.
It's not the same Thanos we saw at the end of Avengers.
But does it make it any worse?
No,
Be honest.
It doesn't make him good. You know what I mean? Here's my thing.
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't need him to be so sympathetic, man. I did not.
Okay.
I like classic villains that are just scary as hell, man. That make you, need to change your pants after.
But we've had villains like that. And the Ultron did not work.
I'm not talking about Ultron. Are you insane? No, it's not. Ultron is no, man. Ultron is I'm talking about Darth Vader, man.
And besides,
I'm talking about Sauron. I'm talking about those badass mother.
And you're saying that Thanos is not memorable?
I'm not saying he's not memorable. He's just not scary.
To be fair, when you're fighting against what's essentially a grimace, then yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But
it wasn't scary, man. I didn't feel scared when Thanos showed up. Man.
But however, at the same time, it's not so much as he's meant to be threatening as he's supposed to be. Well, I get what you mean by he seems to be too sympathetic. I even had an issue about that. Mm-hmm. But when I watched the film more, it made me realize something that that most other villains don't have, and that's there's a sort of a human element from that most other villains don't don't normally have. I mean, Darth Vader has one as well.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he was human once, and at that point, not anymore. But there's a certain point, in those Star Wars films, that he did show some form of compassion.
Mm-hmm. But it's too much with Thanos, man. Like I said, man,
no doubt.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't feel scared, man. You could feel sympathy for Darth Vader, man,
mm-hmm.
if you know his backstory and
right.
stuff.
I mean, if you can stomach through the prequels, you do.
Yeah. I like the prequels, but
they're not bad, but
they're not the best films, but they're not bad either.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But going back to my example is you can relate to Loki,
mm-hmm.
and in the first the first times I saw Loki,
mm-hmm.
I was scared when I saw him come on the screen.
Right.
Now keep in mind, Loki's a scrawny, he mostly relies on trickery but I got scared.
As the original source material is.
That being said, I still felt for him. I still related to him because
I suppose.
when you Loki's character is about not being enough. He didn't feel like he was enough for his father. He always had to live up to be on the same level as Thor.
Yeah.
Who can't relate to that? We've all felt at some point, sometimes with our own siblings, that we feel we're either not strong
mm-hmm.
as them, not as popular as them, not as smart as them, and stuff like that. So we could relate to, and I think that's why Loki is one of the fan favorites. Why he can't be dead, but that's besides the point. It's because I felt scared when Loki would come on the screen, man. But I also related to him.
I would argue
I didn't feel scared when Thanos came on, man.
I would argue that I didn't feel the same way like for Loki, but it could be argued that that I didn't feel that way because I never saw the first Thor, any of the Thor films prior to Ragnarok.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you can forgive me like if I don't feel the same way as you do.
Okay. No. Yeah, but I didn't feel scared when Thanos came on. I related to him. Don't get me wrong. I related to him. I felt bad for him.
Oh yeah.
I didn't feel scared when he came on, man.
Well, personally, he's actually he's honestly like one of my more favorite Marvel villains.
I respect your opinion, but I don't agree with it.
You don't have to, brother. All right, but here's the thing. The Avengers, or at least like the whole like Marvel like cinematic universe, isn't just known like for its characters, its setting, and all that. But honestly, the best part about it are the fights. They're they're pretty much like. They're basically like the best part of like every Marvel film.
Oh my
whether
God.
It's like whether it's Doctor Strange, whether it's like the first was it whether it's like the first like Iron Man film or even like a Civil War.
Yeah, no, it's
this one really like pulls all the stops.
Yeah,
10 years of Marvel films. And it pretty much culminates to this. You see, like my characters, like just fighting tooth and nail, like just for that. And yet, I feel as though that it's not as impressive as I thought it would be.
Not as impressive. Wait, we saw the same movie, right? Avengers: Infinity War, right?
we saw the same film.
The one that came out in theaters.
The one that came out in theaters 2 months ago. Which, by the way, you should probably watch that right now.
It's not available on like DVD or anything, right?
No.
It's in. Oh.
Yeah, it's in theaters currently right now. Yes.
Okay. I need you to elaborate on that shit, man.
Okay. Let me explain. All right.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Look. If you let me explain, then I'll tell you what.
No, go ahead.
Well,
the stage is yours.
Okay. I will. Well, all I can say is this. I'm not saying that the fight scenes are bad per se. I mean, hell. In terms of like choreography and special effects, they are the best that they can offer. But at the same time,
other terms?
But at the same time, I can't help but feel that like for a series that's been going on like for 10 years and all that. I don't know. I guess I kind of expected more, like more like action, like more like. I'm not saying like Michael Bay levels of explosions and all that, but because that would be overdoing it. But I can't help but feel that the fight should be like more because here, let me compare like
okay
like the fights from this one.
Maybe
so
that way I can understand your reasoning, man.
Yeah, to maybe like something like let's say Civil War or Doctor Strange.
Okay.
In the context of Civil War, like it's supposed to be an all-out like a fight between Team Iron Man and Team Captain America. We've had like introductions of we even had like the introduction of like SpiderMan and all that. And they're using like and they're pretty much just like that choreography on that one and the special effects are great. In the context of like of Civil War, it's supposed to be like a fight between between two warring factions.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was impressed by that. Doctor Strange, this one, like that one, like had a very cool like idea of like using like using time and space as a like I
felt like I was an acid
element
while watching that movie, man.
Yes, but the context behind it makes sense.
Yeah, it was.
And especially like the fight, the fight between Dormammu and and Doctor Strange. Yeah, that one I was like blown away, like just from that, whether it's like special effects or like the idea behind it.
So how were you blown away by Avengers: Infinity War? Explain that to me.
Well, to me, it has less to do with the amount and more of the context behind it.
The context.
Yes. This is supposed to be like as I said before, this is the culmination of 10 years of Marvel films.
Yes.
And it incorporates like a bunch of a bunch of ideas, whether it's like a bunch of characters from different backgrounds, whether it's Guardians of the Galaxy, Doctor Strange, Iron Man, all that. They're pretty much just using like all of their might just to stop this one being that's becoming more powerful like as the film goes on.
And not scary, but.
No, but with that like gauntlet, he gets scary. Seriously.
Even with the gauntlet, I wasn't scared, man. I'm just like, I don't care.
But the thing is, like, with context, like implied, there should be more, there should be more done, like, with the choreography and the fights and the special effects and all that.
There like okay, oh, like here, the Wakanda fight I get, cause you know I like the Wakanda fight, but I get how you could kind of interpret it as like standard fare. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's the Titan. Did you not see the Titan fight? The Titan fight's insane, man.
It's
There's
cool.
like a bunch of stuff going on, man. Oh my
It's cool,
god.
and it's the best fight to date.
I was trying to like get chameleon eyes and look different directions because like it's just so much is going on, man. You're trying to catch it all, man.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, but at the same time, it's not like we haven't seen this before. There have been fights like this before.
we have seen it before in anime, man. Like not in live action. It's well,
Perhaps
if you count like
well, I mean,
Dragon Ball Evolution, which didn't do it right, but
well, I mean, to be fair, like yes, you are right. But we have seen something like this in anime before, like and
I've always wanted
honestly,
to see anime fights in real life, man.
And honestly, this is about as close as we can get to to an anime fight, like in in live action form.
Mm-hmm.
But considering like what's been done here, there could be. I'm not saying that there could be more, but at the same time, things could have been better.
Wow, I don't even know what to say, man. It's not in the script, man.
No, but the thing.
Okay.
So, Salvador Dali, very surreal artist out there, and yet his works are pretty much like make a mark like in history. And then there's also stuff like Doom 2016. Like that video game is very is very surreal, very very heavy like on on violence and all that. And and at least personally, it's one of the greatest games I've ever played like in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, like from what I understand, and in my opinion, it all comes down to like execution and the right amount of version.
Okay.
For that particular medium.
Mm-hmm.
So as I said before, context matters. Like the violence in Doom makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What Salvador Dali has done makes sense.
You're saying Infinity doesn't make sense?
Not that it doesn't make sense, but there should be like the right amount of of action that complements the context. At least that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, it might not make sense, but it might not make sense in the way that I think, but I feel that there could be more done. Now.
Let's move on to another point before we start throwing punches. So,
now, speaking of context, as I said before, this is a very dark Avengers film. So with that, the ending itself is really sets complements it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see characters die left and right, just disappear just like that.
Yeah, man.
And honestly, watching it, watching it with a live audience, it's just like, what the hell? Like my mouth was hanging open, just seeing all of this happen.
Man. I was in shock, man. R.I.P.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I knew that people were gonna die, but I didn't think it was gonna be like this large amount.
Yeah.
Half the cast, really.
Yeah, I thought only the heroes were gonna die. I didn't think a bunch of innocent people were gonna
Right.
half the universe.
No, I'm not so sure if it's half the universe or half of planet Earth. I think it's the universe, right?
It's universe, yeah.
Right. Otherwise, it wouldn't have applied to was it?
That's the only scary thing Thanos did the whole movie, man.
And it truly is.
Yeah, but again, he's still not that scary, man. I wouldn't.
Look, if he were to snap his fingers right now, and if you
look at me, I'm a really non-threatening person. Like Eric, I'm.
Yes, you are not. Yes, you are not threatening.
I'm a chicken, man. I'm we've known each other for real. If we got in a fight, man.
Coincidentally, we've known each other for 10 years.
Oh yeah, we have. A decade, man.
Yeah. Running strong.
Yeah.
Anyway, though.
No, yeah, I'm not a threatening person. But if I brought an AK-47 to to the street and started blowing someone, you still wouldn't be scared of me, man. You'd be scared of what I'm doing.
Oh, the
but
action.
not scared of me.
So in your opinion, it's more of the action rather than the person itself.
But I want to be intimidated by Thanos, man. I want it like like when the first time Darth Vader comes out, man. You're like, oh my god, dude.
So being a large
presence.
So being a large presence isn't enough for you.
Nah, man. Like I said, but it's because of that, because they made him too sympathetic. But yeah, repeating.
Yeah, and
that was scary, man. That was scary.
What's even scarier was Spider-Man's reaction to what's happening to him. And honestly, like Spider-Man. He is the only person that I know that that really tugged me in the heartstrings. Like, because I think
it's because he knew it was happening to him, man.
and even besides that, like at least in that context, he's just a kid, man.
Yeah,
he's just a kid from New York.
Yeah. What is he, 15, 16, whatever?
Yeah, but seriously, man, like it's just like
his whole life ahead of him, you know.
I know.
I think. You have anything else to add, Eric? Otherwise, we could kind of think we can move on to the rating then.
Not really. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure that we've said our piece.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I know you're probably gonna grade it like 5 out of 10 because it didn't wow you.
Oh dear God, no.
Okay.
I mean, personally, this is actually one of the better Marvel films, and I loved him. And I loved him. The first Avengers film. So, I just that the thing is, it's not exactly a perfect film by any stretch of means. I mean, they've 10 years of of Marvel films. They've done a fantastic job of for what they for what they have on their on the palm of their hands.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that things could have done that. There could be better things. So, with that said, I'm not gonna grade it like a 5 or a 6, man. I mean, God no.
Probably 7 out of 10.
I mean, look. You mean look. Do you if I give it a low grade, I know Marvel fans are gonna are gonna hound at me. I'm probably just take a few stabs here and there, and probably just choke me the way that Loki did. The Loki died.
I'm gonna be one of them, man. I'm gonna be one of them. So.
You'll be the first one too. But
yeah.
Just fucking shit, man.
Oh man.
So. Given that context,
I'll give you a massage, man. You're looking a little stiff, man.
I'm having a hair so stand up. So, given that context, I think that it's fair to say that I'm gonna give it. I'd probably say a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10. Is it within that range? Either
you ain't gonna give it a 9.6.
Well, 9.5. It's fair.
It's already bad enough that you're not giving that 10 out of 10.
Well, look, 9.5 is fair enough. All right, given that they could do more. Look. The thing that we have right now is fantastic. Okay. It really is. But but I know that they could do more. But the thing is, it's no bad film. It's not even it's not a bad film. It's not even a good film. It's a fantastic film. Mm. So
it just wasn't good enough for you.
So honestly, I'm gonna stick with my rating. Give it a 9.5 out of 10. You Marvel fans want more? You can go to another reviewer. Got that? So what about you? I'm sure I know what you're gonna say anyway.
I'm not as nitpicky as you. I mean,
clearly.
I went to the film.
Well, I mean, there's the whole New York setting.
Okay, but those are
there's also
personal.
there's also Grimace over there too, and then.
But it's just every fucking film, man. We're not gonna get into it. No, but again, it's just kind of pet peeves, like the whole night thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, I love this film. I went to go see it with my family. And, there's a lot of films where I go see where, they feel like they're good, but I still know I'm watching the movie. Even my favorite films, I'm still in a theater.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, I went to a theater. It doesn't matter what movie I was watching, I felt like I was in that world. And that's what I could say about this. I haven't felt that way in years, where, I'm in that world. And I felt that way watching this world, so, I mean, this...
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's been a while since we had, a film like that before.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, it was insane. The fight scene are insane. I'm not as nitpicky as Eric. You know, I'm a huge anime fan, man. I grew up watching anime. And
Same here.
But no, you don't get to say that. No, man.
Jesus, man.
No, man.
Well, here's the thing. You can be a fan of something, and you can also be nitpicky about it too. Like, I mean, here's just the thing. You can demand more.
They've done so much for us, Eric. They bled. They sweat. They died for us, man. They died for us.
Well, I mean, they're gonna come back eventually, but
that doesn't matter. They still died, man. Spider-Man died to give you this film, man. And it's not good enough? I don't know, man. That being said, though, I give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, the aesthetics were on point, you know. The fight scenes, were insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not the perfect film. I'll give you that one. It's not the perfect film.
It's not.
But it's the closest we've ever gotten, and that's good enough it's good enough for me.
Yes. And
So
I'm sure
10 out of 10, man.
And honestly, I'm certain that other Marvel fans would agree that this has been the best film in years, and honestly, it's been 10 years since then, and I can't. And honestly, this is this pretty much culminates this pretty much represents what Marvel is, and honestly, cheers to another 10.
Yeah,
this is for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, thank you for watching our review. Hope you enjoyed it. What's your opinion? Leave a comment below, and follow us up on Twitter just so you can stick with just so you can follow up with what we're doing, what we like, what we don't like.
See all the memes I post?
Oh yeah. My name is Eric.
My name's Jesse.
We'll see you next time.
Love New York, man.